Welcome to TFU Reviews, brought to you by TFU.INFO. Today we are checking out MP-39 Masterpiece Sunstreaker. Sunstreaker, the 1984 Autobot best known for being Sideswipe's brother.
Hey, I get the feeling our jet judo needs a little more work.
Or, as the Autobot overly concerned about his finish.
Hey, that's a new paint job!
Or maybe you just remember him like this. However you remember Sunstreaker, what you may not know is the original Sunstreaker toy is considered by Hasbro to be the first ever toy designed to transform from car to robot and back. And while Sunstreaker has seen many iterations over the years, it has taken until the 39th entry in Takara's Masterpiece line to get to him. Most likely because his original vehicle mode is not a real Lamborghini, due to the giant exhaust vents on the car's rear. Well, via some contractual magic, Takara worked out a deal with Lamborghini to make Masterpiece Sunstreaker happen, rear vents and all. So let's talk about this vehicle mode. Those engines are featured and are chromed out. Between them, you can peg either of Sunstreaker's two guns for vehicle attack modes. The car also features working suicide doors, a working front hood, and flip-up headlights, which can be activated by pushing them up through the vehicle's underside. Additionally, the smaller weapon can store in the vehicle mode underneath the rear engine. Underneath his spoiler, you can find his anti-aircraft laser cannon to recreate this classic scene.
Man, that's hot!
And to make this vehicle mode work for the folks at Lamborghini, Takara built in a way to transform it into a more realistic Countach. By lifting the engine, flipping it over, and dropping it back into place, you give the toy a more standard look. But it doesn't stop there. Sunstreaker's taillights also need a little help conforming to specifications. Simply flip the ends out, and then rotate them down to give the car red taillights. And you can see, even next to Masterpiece Tiger Track, you'll still be able to tell the difference. Now, I'm not going to take you through the entire transformation since it's over 40 steps by way of the instructions and probably a bit more than that overall. But during your first run through his transformation, you are going to find a couple of pieces of sheer plastic inside the toy. I counted 3 total, 1 in the arms, 1 in each leg. Be sure to remove those before you transform the toy. Most of the transformation relies on freeing up the sections of the car to form the robot. This is achieved by flipping up the doors, pulling the sides of the car that sit behind the doors out and down, and then flipping up the rear engine area. The legs are formed by splitting the front of the car outward and pulling down. The lower portion of the legs are pretty complex, with the tires hiding beneath the feet and the side windows folding around the inside of the door before sliding the door down to form the lower calf. It's important to note here that the car's side mirrors should clear the gap before going into the lower leg, but if you're uncomfortable doing that, they are removable. Takara even includes an extra set of side mirrors on a sprue in case you lose them. Of course, don't be like me and take them off the sprue beforehand, as you will only need them to replace a mirror. The back of the car has a clip that you'll need at the end. Make sure this stays on the back. You can swing the car's windshield to the back by turning the waist 180 degrees. This will also hide Sunstreaker's hood in robot mode. The roof can then lift and rotate to form the chest. This clips in, but don't do that yet. You'll need to access underneath here later. The arms flip down, revealing his shoulder rockets, and the rest of each arm collapses downward fairly intuitively. Now, you can lift the chest plate and you will find a switch, which will allow you to slide up his head. From here, it's just a few more steps to streamline his backpack, which locks into the clip extending from his rear midsection.
The star has arrived!
In robot mode, he stands about the same height as his brother Sideswipe. You can store his smaller gun in either of his lower legs, and his larger gun attaches to his back. He comes with additional faceplates to change his facial expression, and the evil alien robot mask he wore in the episode, Hoist Goes Hollywood.
I feel like a fool.
Do you want to quit?
No, but I still feel like a fool.
Also included with Sunstreaker is the first ever toy incarnation of the Autobot's human friend, Chip Chase. I was really excited for this accessory, but the execution is kind of a bummer. No articulation of any kind, head, shoulders, hands. Even his wheelchair has static wheels, and he scales more closely with the spike included from Masterpiece Optimus Prime than the spike that was included with Bumblebee, topping out at roughly the size of a Tiny Titan toy. But what about the posability on Sunstreaker? As come to be expected with the Masterpiece line, Sunstreaker is very posable. His arms either hinge, swivel, or both at the shoulder, bicep, elbow, and wrist. His fingers move as a single block opposite his moving thumbs. His head can turn as well as look up, and his knees, thighs, and hips pivot and rotate. But there are a few issues.
Yeah, my joints sound like they haven't been lubed in a year.
Sunstreaker has some limited posability in his ankles, which can bend downward until they bang into his leg. His waist can turn as well, but be sure to flip down the car hood hiding on his backside, especially since it sits up against the chrome spoiler from his vehicle mode. Otherwise, you won't be able to turn his waist, and you may scratch the chrome.
Oh, that's a very sensitive junction.
Overall, this is a fantastic toy and worth grabbing for your Masterpiece collection. It's fairly posable, features a lot of nice little features and accessories. I'm partial to the mask from the Hoist Goes to Hollywood episode, and looks great alongside his brother Sideswipe. In fact, this is the first Sunstreaker toy in a long time to not have originated from another toy.
When they built me, they broke the mold.
The old mold may be gone, but perhaps this mold will see a redeco in the future. Until then, this Masterpiece stands head and shoulders above all previous versions of this character. This has been TFU Reviews, brought to you by TFU.INFO. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.